Hi everyone, this is Dao Chai. I'm here at the University Library and we are going to be looking at the business partners, accounts payable, SAP S4HANA Part 1. Okay, so let's start off with a little inspiration. so, sorry about that, guys, for the noise. So this is from Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Okay, so business partner in the SAP S4HANA system represent entities which your company interact for a business purpose. In SAP, you don't create customers and suppliers master record directly. These are all created through the business partner objective with a process called customer slash supplier integration. Um, in a new SAP S4HANA system, based on the best practice, the customer supply integration is already configured and works seamlessly. So here we're looking at the SAP Business Partner tree. So each business partner you create is assigned to one of the three categories, which you define some of the general data field you maintain. So person, example, a private individual, maintain first and last name and add details such as gender and academic title. Then you got organization. For example, a company, each detail such as name, legal form, and entity, and industry. And then a group, so like married couple. Enter two names and the group type. You can configure additional business partner categories after you create a business partner. It's no longer possible to change the business partner category. Instead, you should create a new master record. Okay, so we're looking at the change view business partner role detail. So you define the type of the business relation your company has with the business partner through the business partner role assignment. Then a business partner might have roles added and removed over time. For example, when you are still identifying potential suppliers for a product you need, you might create multiple prospective suppliers to perform evaluations. This would be a customer business partner role, probably with more optional field that gives that is given no actual invoice document will be posted in the business partner at this stage. So when you select the actual supplier, you can delete the prospective role assignment in the business partner master record and create the business partner in the supplier role and the supplier's um, financial accounting role. So here we're looking at the BP role grouping, BP roles overview. So role grouping, by using the role grouping functionality, you can define which role are maintained simultaneously. This is used as a job aid to speed up master data creation. Of course, this also means that a single individual or department knows how to maintain all the relevant data field correctly. If the company works with central master data maintenance, it might make sense to group roles in this way to make sure, for example, that a customer is always maintained for several and for sales and distribution as well as financial accounting. That a supplier is maintained for material management in the SAP ERP and financial accounting. So this would be for like central maintenance. Like this will mean that the business partner is completely ready to use after the data is saved. So it isn't uncommon to have customers that the sales department has neglected to maintain, for example. If that happens, this means that the business partner cannot be used for a sales operation. So right here, we're looking at the grouping, business partner grouping overview. So number range definition. Real quick, the number range for suppliers and customer in the SAP system should generally be driven by the business partner. In the delivery system, the customer and suppliers inherit the same number as the business partner from which they are created. And then for the business partner to take the lead in the number assignment for customers and suppliers, the customer/suppliers account group are assigned to the numbers range interval with external numbering. So the business partner usually has an internal number range assigned when created, and number is assigned to the business partner. So when the partner is also assigned the supplier role, for example, the system will create the supplier master record with the same number. And then the same thing happens if the business partner is also extended to be a customer. So this way the business partner, independent of its role, has a single recognizable number throughout. Okay. So now we're going to look at business partner type. Here's the overview right here. The business partner type is additionally grouping characteristic for the business partner. The business partner type is connected to the field status via which you can control the optional and required field for maintenance. So for example, you might assign a payment block by default on travel expense for employees, but not for managers. You might make payment blocks fill a requirement entry for employee type so that you don't forget to maintain it. And with it, some types of additional example is the contact person, for which it might be required to enter the name and contact detail of the assistant. For users with like managers, business partner types, but the assistant's entry would remain optional for the employee business partner type. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so we can look at config field, right? So this is how we're gonna attribute attributes for configuring fields right here. So business partner field attributes. You can define field selection in 4 separate levels for business partners. Okay, so we got clients, we got BP role, we got activities, and then we got business partner types. Okay, so let's look at clients. You define the field status for the business partner generically. And let's look at BP roles. You define the field ready for entry for specific roles, right? This means one of the first level, and with the default delivery, all customers share the same field status. This is the same for suppliers as well. So activities, let's look at activities. You assign different field status depending on activity performance. For example, create or change, right? This is often used to protect field from changing after a master copy has been created and posted to, right? The most common example is to reconciliation account, which is useful to set to require status during creation and set to display only status in the change activity. And then type, right? Business partner type. You define the field ready for entry for specific business partner type. Business partner types are optional and used only if you need additional reporting elements or separating field status control level. Okay. All right, so right here we're going to be looking at field status, right? So from strongest to weakest, we have suppress, display, require, option, right? So the field status status priorities for conflicting between these field status levels are standard priority found in most areas of the SAP system. All right, so therefore, if like a field is set as required on the client level and left optional elsewhere, the field will be required. And then it's important to understand how the field status interact with the setting conflicts for some field with a business partner with multiple roles. Like for example, conflicts within the roles maintenance level. So in that case, a field status might be maintained differently, right? For different roles assigned. So the priority has different from the standard priority. And then again, we look here from strongest to weakest. So that's required, optional, display, suppress, and not specified. Okay, so from this hierarchy, you can see that if a field is to be suppressed, it isn't enough to suppress it in a single row. It must be suppressed for all or undefined. Okay, so let's go. All right, so right here, we're looking at customers and suppliers account groups. So we could be looking more at the suppliers account group on our end, but it's accounts payables and receivables is kind of like a mirror image. So in the financial accounting components, you create and maintain account groups for customers and suppliers. So these groups different customers and suppliers by various criteria such as location, size, or affiliation. And here, for example, usually a separate accounting group is configured for domestic and foreign um, customers or suppliers. So like in Europe, you have EU or non-EU categories for location. You could define your own account group in customizing. So we have account groups customers app and account groups supplies app. Okay. All right. So right here we're going to be looking at the account groups detail and then the general data and the field status. Right. So the group detail. The following are the basic setting you maintain for the account group, which falls under three screen areas. Right, so right here we're just gonna look at the general data. You can enter the name of the account group, each enter right a number range, and select whether this is a one-time account group. So this should be external and driven by the business partner group. And then we got right here the field group. So this field status is in the accounting payables and receivables setting, control which you are ready for entry in the business partner maintenance for both. Okay, so right here, this is the field status group right here. So this is how we maintain it for the accounting management. So for the account management, so because of the overlapping in the field status control, it's advised to keep this option the lowest priorities. Okay, so that's what we want. We want to keep this at the lowest priority so that you drive auto fields definition from the business partner as shown, right? And then partner determine that term proceed. So this partner function defines a business role and a business partner in sales and distribution. Okay, so like for purchasing, for material management process, right? To make it clear, the following areas are some example of the partner functions for suppliers. So take a look at that: AZ, OA, VN, CR, CAGS, and DP. Okay, so this one, I'm just gonna go real fast. So on the change view, number assignment for direction VP to customers, you wanna check it all to the same number, right? So that's what you wanna do there. You should probably pause this and take a look at that. I ran out of time here for the video, okay? Okay, thank you very much, everyone.